Let's go to Gail in Tampa. Hey, Gail, what's going on?
Hey, love your program. You're amazing.
How long have you been listening?
Oh, my gosh. Well, off and on for about maybe, 6 or 7 years.
Oh.
I mean, just on the radio. Didn't understand the TV. And then I go out to Seattle once a year. We have a trading club out there.
Okay.
And then he started talking in class about your book. And I'm like, wait a minute. That's the guy that I listened to in Florida. And then I started watching your TV live. And it's just amazing. I need to become a tigress.
Well, you're already a tigress. See, you've been out there 6 years. See, once you check in to TFNN, you can't check out. It's like Hotel California. It's pretty sick, I know.
No, it's great. And I have some gold I want to try to get over to you, and then I want to buy some coins for my grandkids. So I appreciate what you're doing. I think it's amazing. You're just really amazing. Thank you very much.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
And now, here's Tom O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 2 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. It's a TGIF weekend, folks. Let's make it a great one. Let's take a look at one of our 4 agreements. Take action on your ideas. Doing your best means to take action. You have many great ideas in your head, but without action upon those ideas, there'll be what? There'll be no manifestation, no results, and no rewards. When you take action, folks, bottom line, you can manifest it, you can get the result, and you can get the reward. As Nike says, just do it, folks. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow Industrials down 2, NASDAQ up 14, S&P's up 3.5. Gold contract up $22, trading out at $1,599 an ounce. Silver up 38 cents at $29.66 an ounce. Platinum up 11 bucks at $1,419 an ounce. Light sweet crude flat at $93.95 a barrel. Bonds up a point at 145.06. Dollar index down 25 ticks at 80.74. Euro up 22 ticks at 130.37, and the yen is at 77.80. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world? In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. What do you have? You get a flat market out here, folks. Now, this is where it's going to get really interesting, though. Let me tell you. We did 1.2 billion shares versus the 869 million, but you didn't hold the price. Yeah, so it's like, okay, what were you doing here? We're trying to get higher. We're trying to get lower. Bottom line, thank God, my take is that we still want to get into the higher price point right now, folks, because Santa Claus is around the corner. You're going to love it. Anyway, bottom line, it gets up to a price point of a 1231, and it couldn't hold the 1231. What does that mean? You have a volume at 1231 now. That means we're going to go right back up there and try it again. That's the S&Ps. We go over to the Dow Industrials. We take a look at the Dow. Same setup in the Dow. Sideways move in the Dow. That's all it did. The Dow's not into the, let's see. No, it's not into the higher range yet. The higher range inside the Dow would get you 11,966. You're 11,866. NASDAQ Composite. We take a look at the composite. What we did with the composite out here today. Composite is up 14 bucks. We do a 2.4 billion versus 1.5 billion. The composite also isn't inside the range yet. The range on the composite is 25.92. We got to 25.85. We weren't be able to hold that. So bottom line, what I expect you're going to see out here next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you'll build a little cause trying to get into a higher price. Now, the way this is set up, folks, well, first off, okay, the reason that I'm saying that it wants to get into, I know it's a deviant, to get into the 1292 is this. The dollar has finished its move topside. So let's go over to the dollar for a second. Well, when I say finished its move, finished its short-term move. What the dollar has done, dollar index today came down with 35,000 contracts. We are under Tuesday's low. We're at a price point right now of 80.75. that dollar is saying, okay, you can make a natural retracement. This is just a natural retracement back down to 78. Now, back down to 78, what that would do is that would give the market some breathing room. Now, what the dollar did do today, the dollar index actually had volume on the way down. So it's like saying, okay, baby, you're going to get down there. So let's go to the bonds next. We take a look at bonds. What bonds did, bonds got over the high again. And what do? Well, bottom line, you get over the high again, you close underneath them, and what? With lighter volume. So there's your confirmation. The number we were looking at in the bonds, there's 145. Oh, actually, it's over it. Okay, the high of yesterday was 145.04 or 145.06. Volume is contracted, but you are over that. So that baby is saying that, yeah, you can bang into 146. And it closed over it. So that is saying you can spike up there. Absolutely. And, the longer-term deal is the bonds do. So now we have divergence for sure. Because the bonds, basically, they're over it, even though it's lighter volume. That can basically go after those highs. The dollar index has come back down the other side. That has come back down the other side, saying it wants to pull back. The dollar, the bonds are running the market, folks. It would make sense anyway. Currencies, it would make sense that currencies are running the market. It really does in the long run. Well, in this case, it's short or long run. It doesn't matter. What I suspect that you're going to still see, though, because the dollar is the bigger mover, if we go over and look at the euro right now, what you have with the euro, she couldn't get out of her way today. The euro is at 130.35. Euro would have to get back inside 131.46 before it would get any juice at all. And it hasn't been able to get any juice. But you get back inside there. The euro, should be able to do some kind of a bounce. At this point, it hasn't been able to do a thing. Okay, so now let's get our head wrapped around it. The next week, you're not going to have any volume in the marketplace. It's a Monday and Tuesday, not bad. After that, it's going to be weak. What I expect you're going to see, though, is it's going to build a little cause. It's going to run higher, have lighter volume. You'll finish off, the year at this 1250, 1280 S&P, whatever that is. Well, it's 1292 to be exact, the high of October 27th. And then what does that mean? Well, it means that you go up there with lighter volume. October 27th wasn't bad. We come into the first of the year, the first 2 weeks of the year. It's going to give it up again, go back down to the other side of this large consolidation that we're in. Gold contract. Now, what gold has done here is this. You get a Friday afternoon, they didn't smoke gold, which is great, okay? That's on a short-term basis. What we have also, though, is that now what gold is doing is a larger ABC down. So gold has some trouble ahead of it. And that trouble is pretty intense. Because what we have now is that we have a high volume low of 1570 on the gold contract, 284,000 on the way down, 123 on the way up, and it's a 200-point A to B structure on the way down. So let's say gold goes up to 1625, then $200 down, you're down there at 1425. Let's go to John in Colorado. Hey, John, what's going on?
Tom, how are you?
I'm doing great, man. You having a good day out there?
Excellent day. Beautiful sunny skies here in Colorado.
That's a beautiful thing, man. Cool.
It is. Hey, Tom, I wanted to ask you, I sold the 155 December put options on the GLD, and I did it about 2 weeks ago, or no, 10 days ago, and it just happens to stop 0.23 above the 155 mark today. Is there any indicator or is there anything that might have indicated why it stopped at that level?
You sold today's 155s?
Yes. They expired today.
Okay, that's beautiful, man. You're all set then.
Well, it is. But it's so close, it just, I don't know if it's a coincidence. I just got lucky, that kind of thing. I mean, it would have been okay to handle it, but I'm just wondering if there's, why so close to the strike price?
Well, it's got to get close to something. Yeah, lucky. I mean,
Okay.
It's always going to be close to something, John. Do you know what I mean? There's plenty of strikes out there, so.
Okay, I'm looking at it, and I just go, there's something going on behind the scenes. I'm wondering if there's any way to tell, and just evidently I you know.
No, listen, I understand what you're saying, but that's not the case, no.
Okay,
No.
fair enough.
Yeah, I mean,
Fair
because
enough.
listen, you know, it could have been 150-55, just as easy.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Now I sometimes do this for income.
Yes.
And you might want to talk about the options that are available on TFNN, but I didn't protect myself on the other side. How would one have done that?
So
I sold the puts just to generate some income. But
That's right.
what would be the insurance piece on that if I was going to do that?
well, then you'd bring it out into a spread. That's what you'd do.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's a different ball game because now when you're selling, even if you're selling for income, okay, what you want to do, and in this case that wouldn't be bad, where you sold the 155, is that you have to be willing to buy to take it at 155.
Sure.
Now, what did you get for the 155s?
Let's see. I got $35 a pop.
That's sweet. Okay, so you get you get $350. So what happens, folks, is that he sold it at $350. So what that does is that that actually could have, he was at one point he was out of the money, but it was very minimal because they went down to 151.71, and so it would have to basically It was one. Oh yeah, actually you were never out of the money, right? It was 151.50.
Right.
It had to get a 151.50 for him to break even, folks, because he collects the 350.
That's right.
Now he keeps the 350. So now what you need is that you need a nice bounce to about 162 and sell them again.
Yep, that's right. Okay.
Yeah. And
Okay.
do you understand how to do a spread?
I do.
Okay.
It takes me a little bit to put it on paper.
But that's all you'd be doing if you wanted to do that. But it's good you didn't, because what ends up happening is that if you did, because the now watch how this works, folks. Because this came down so dramatically in 5 days, what would end up happening is that you might end up losing money because when did you put it on? When did you sell the put?
December 7th.
Oh yeah, you would have. Yeah, you would have 7th. Yeah, you would have lost money. See, because what happened is that where he sold it, folks, right? There was the volatility wasn't there inside the gold market. Like 5 days in a row, it hardly moved. Okay, so what happened there is that the volatility wasn't in it, and if you try to cover down at those other prices, the premium would have been way too much on the other side for you.
Right. All right, Tom, I hear the music. Thanks so much. Have a great Christmas.
Have a great Christmas. Good New Year, man. This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. You stay right there, folks. We're coming right back.